You're watching TV9 Digital. I am Adarsh Vepachedu. The whole country is talking about what has happened in Uttarakhand. The damage, the loss of life and the panic. But a lot of us want to know what exactly are the reasons why this has happened. What could have led to this tragedy? More importantly, how much of it is man-made? Well, scientists and researchers are beginning to feel that what happened was because of what glaciologists like to call GLOF, or glacial lake outburst flow. In simple terms, when glaciers retreat and melt on mountain surfaces, glacial lakes are formed where water from the melting glaciers is collected. These glacial lakes are bound by sediments, rocks and boulders like a natural lake. Now, if the boundaries of these lakes break, large amounts of water gushes downstream while picking up various rocks and other material, resulting in a flood-like situation in lower areas. I had a word with Dr. Paramananda Sharma, a scientist with the National Center for Polar and Ocean Research, who has done extensive research in this very field. I asked him as to why exactly does a GLOF or glacial lake outburst flow occur and how much of it is man-made in the case of Uttarakhand, if it is indeed GLOF. Here's what he had to say.
Whenever the strength of the material, the moraine dammed material, is exceeded by the driving forces may be in a term of created by avalanches or excess water impounded in glacier dam, or maybe due to the calving. Calving is a kind of process that created in the where the glacial lakes and the ice mass interface, and maybe due to the seepage. So these are the causes that create the displacement forces in this impounded water, and this, if it's exceeded to the strength of this the moraine dammed material, then it breaches the glacier and GLOF has created. But I don't think so there is direct connection between man-made or the GLOF activities, but definitely there is some indirect connection through like the climate and how the man creates the climate issues, and that maybe has some indirect impact over the creation of a melting of the glacier, and ultimately it's created the glacial lakes over the glacier.
Now, it is being reported that the region surrounding where the tragedy struck does not have a big glacial lake. Could it be possible that there is one in the upper reaches that we haven't spotted yet?
Nowadays, there's a clear-cut, actually satellite data are available with a high resolution. People are continuously monitoring this, and they have capability to monitor even the glacier lakes that is more than 0.1 square kilometer. So I don't think so the glacier lakes are there and the people are not monitoring, or people are not knowing that. But there is one possibility, because there are three types of the glacier lakes. One is proglacial, other one is supraglacial, and the third one is subglacial lake. Subglacial lake is inside of the glacier, and because Indian Himalayas, this is a polythermal glacier all over the Indian Himalaya, because this comes in the temperate region. So there is a possibility to the water impoundment inside the glacier.
Now, if it is not due to a glacial lake outburst, what else could be the possible reasons for what happened? Could it be possible that an avalanche or a landslide created an obstruction in the flow of the river or stream in the upper mountains, resulting in a makeshift dam-like situation, and when the pressure of the flowing water becomes large, the dam probably gave away, leading to a sudden gush of water?
Generally, there is a winter warming. In winter, there is a warming. So what happened? The precipitation happened in the form of snow, have a little more content of water. That you can say that wet snow. So in case of wet snow, what happened? When the huge snowfall is there, having more water content, there is easy chances of avalanches. So these avalanches, what happened, mixed with the mud and nearby land, it creates landslide. It's a triggered landslide. Having high water content material of snow, it's a triggered landslide nearby. It would be possible actually this creates some small water impoundment nearby, and finally it's create the bigger water, the flash flood kind of scenario. There is one more possibility, is a cloud burst.
So how crucial are factors such as rampant construction, presence of dams and climate change in such a scenario? How dangerous could heat islands be in this case?
There could be not direct relationship, but there is a 100% sure that there is indirect relationship. Or like construction, suppose when you talk about the heat radiative forces, you make any construction, or any presence of dam or any changes in temperature, it's entirely change the heat radiative balance. And if there is a heat radiative balance, so in glacier, once the temperature increase or radiative forces of over the glacier surface, it changes, then what happens? It accelerates the melting. This acceleration of melting create lot of small glacier lakes, and these glacier lakes, when joined together over the time, it's give the space for huge improvement of the water, and ultimately it's have an impact on globe.
I then asked Dr. Paramanand if he, like most scientists, feel that the prospect of glacier breaking off resulting in the catastrophe stands ruled out.
There is possibility, I agree for that, because you cannot rule out this. Because if glacier breaking is there, definitely the glacier breaking have a huge impact in downstream. Cannot say that the glacier breaking or some other phenomena is there. But if it is phenomena associated with some other activity, like what I said, that's cloud burst. If it is coupled with the cloud burst, then it will become more dangerous. Yeah. So, but alone only is because a lot of things, a lot of glaciers are continuously breaking there. These are the natural phenomena. But if it is like, you can say that the coupled with some additional forces, then it will become catastrophic.
Well, there you have it. While we just discussed the possible reasons for what happened, pinpointing a reason will not be possible at this point in time. Various institutes are sending teams to ground zero to ascertain what caused the tragedy, and I shall be back with updates on that. If you've liked the content that I've presented, make sure you like and share this video. And yes, subscribe to TV9 News on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Until next time.